Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com, here with Raider basketball coming your way here this evening from Cowan High School here in Cowan, Indiana. We have your 12-4 Wapahani Raiders and 3-2 in the MEC Conference, taking on the 7-8 and 1-4 MEC Conference play Cowan Blackhawks. Thanks for joining us here tonight as we get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. These two teams facing off in a rematch of the semifinal round of the 2020 Delaware County Boys Basketball Tournament right about 2.5-3 weeks ago. And so this game here tonight, obviously adding a little bit more extra to things here if you're Cowan. Cowan's a team that definitely has some pretty nice talent there, along with having a big man coming in at 6'10", 6'11", that can dominate on the inside. The Raiders only held him to 2 points in that semifinal game back in about the middle part of January. So hopefully we can do that again here tonight. That's going to be one of the biggest keys here of the evening, along with, again, we've got to continue to work the ball inside, attacking the rim offensively, not shying away from contact. And again, once you establish that post presence there on the inside, then hopefully that will open up some other opportunities from outside as well, especially with the key three-point shooting that we have. We can get that inside game going. We're going to be very tough to defend here this evening, and for that matter, any ball game. Also, like I said, defense has to do their job here this evening. You know, when we played Cowan again there in that semifinal round game, we held Riley Duncan only 2 points. So we just got to continue to double down on him. But also be aware of the fact of Cowan does have some pretty nice outside shooters in Simon Underwood, also in Jacob Thomas. Logan Bird also can knock some three-point shots down here as well. So just to kind of be aware of, obviously, yes, you got to guard the post. Sometimes when you might have to put more emphasis on one thing, it might take away a little bit from another. So hopefully our perimeter defense will be good enough, I guess. But with the post on the inside, we'll definitely have to double down on Duncan here tonight, again, to assure our success here tonight. Defensive rebounding for us, also another very important key for us. You can't allow Cowan to get second chance points. So that's a good thing for them that they, especially like I said, when you got a 6'10", 6'11" young man in there that can rebound the basketball. Not only him, I mean, you got a couple other guys that are real good rebounders. Simon Underwood, another young man that can rebound the basketball real well, averaging 6.5 rebounds a game. When you have some guys in there that can rebound the basketball as well as they have on the season, we've got to make sure and keep them out and to where they're not getting these second chance opportunities. And then lastly, at the free throw line here, you never know what kind of game this might be. It might come down to free throws. Whether it does or not, regardless, you still have to hit your free throws. So you got to be aiming for minimum of 80% or better. 80% is always pretty decent number to shoot for. Obviously, you're out there, you want to hit every single free throw. They're free points for a reason. Just relax, take a deep breath, and hopefully the ball will go through once you shoot it. But nonetheless, here we're in store, I think, for a very good one here tonight. Like I said, this should be an interesting night of basketball here for us. Cowan, really, in some ways, a underrated team, but then in other ways, they haven't really played that well, at the same token. So you never know what you're going to get here from Cowan, but hopefully we know what we can get from Wapahani, and that is solid game play, and hopefully come out here with the same type of mentality and attitude that we did there against Union on Saturday, because this is a very, very big conference game. So, folks, we'll step aside here for a break. And again, we have the national anthem coming up, and then starting lineups. I guess we're going to go ahead and do the national anthem. Or no, we're not going to go ahead and do the national anthem right now. They do things much differently than what we do at our place. They still have 3 minutes on the clock, which the 3 minutes has been on the clock for probably roughly about 6 minutes now. So I don't know how things are going to go. I think they're probably more likely, at least from years past, they've usually done the national anthem. Then both teams will come back out and have another 3 minutes to warm up. I don't know why they do it that way. Not me, for me to decide. But nonetheless, that's how they usually do it. So we might come back on here to wrap things up on our Raiders Live post game. We may or may not. I don't know. We'll see. But folks, we'll step aside and we'll be back with more right after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. So I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap up our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. Again, Wapahani coming in here to tonight's ball game. Again, these two teams have already met once. That was back in the middle part of January the 17th, in the semifinal game of the county tournament, in which Wapahani won that one by a final score of 53-40. Yes, obviously this is already a big game enough the way it is, with it being a conference game. Cowan playing at home, not to mention the fact they, I'm sure, would like to get a little bit of redemption from us beating them in the county tournament about 3 weeks or so ago. So there's kind of a lot, I guess, from a on the line standpoint, if you will. Every game's important, but especially these conference games are extremely important, especially here for Wapahani now. You look at where our record is right now. You lost two games in which they were high-scoring affairs by both Westdale and Blue River. That is what it is. You just caught them on the right night, but still, nonetheless, you have an opportunity to get you a conference win and a road win at the same time. We've got to make sure and execute on both ends of the floor in every facet of the game here tonight, folks. So we'll step aside again here for a break. Again, this has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. Again, we'll have the national anthem and then tonight's starting lineups coming up right after this break. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Here we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First and foremost here for your Wapahani Raiders. Non-starters include number 4, Justin Ray, number 20, Walker Cook, number 32, Blake Castor, as well as number 40, Jackson Smith, number 42, Nolan Dudley, number 2, Aiden Franks, number 14, Blake Frazee, and number 24, Alden Mahaffey. Now for your Raider starters. Starting here at one guard, a 6-foot senior, number 3, Trey Spence. Starting at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 10, Evan Roush. At another guard, a 6'1" senior, number 12, Drew Luce. At one forward, a 6'4" senior, number 22, Braxton Davis. And at forward, a 6'4" junior, number 34, Caleb Henderson. Junior Raiders are coached by Matt Luce, assisted by Chris Willis, Bennett Somerset, Jeff Andrews, Andy Zitgraff, and Grant Evans. So again, that's your Wapahani Raiders here tonight. Now we'll take a look here at the non-starters for the Cowan Blackhawks. Again, these are not in numerical order for whatever reason, so we're just going to roll with it here. So non-starters include number 20, Bo Brown, number 33, George Creek, number 23, Seth Burnitz, number 2, Mason Self, number 12, Isaac Van Horn, and number 22, Duke Williams. Now for the starters, starting here at one forward, number 4, Noah Collins. Starting at another 4, number 21, Simon Underwood. At one guard, we have number 24, Jacob Thomas. At another guard, number 30, Logan Bird. And at 4, number 40, Riley Duncan. So again, the Cowan Blackhawks are coached by Lee Ingles and assisted by Jimmy Bird. Folks, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with tonight's tip-off here on the WHS Network. All righty, folks, welcome back here as we get tonight's game underway here from Cowan High School, and the Raiders will start off with the first possession of the night. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here for this evening's MEC battle, as Drew Luce will get the Raiders on the board early here in this one, a quick 2-0 start. Again, now bear with us here this evening with the camera view that we have. It's a little bit different, obviously, than what we usually have, but Redbeard obviously going to do his thing on the camera to give us the best view possible here tonight. Appreciate Cowan giving us a seat in the house here to broadcast for you all fine folks out there in Raider Nation. Underwood sends it back over. Now Collins dumped down low to Duncan. Off the mark there, rebounded by Roush, and back come the Raiders the other way. Pull up 3 from Drew, no good. And deflected around a couple different times, and Cowan will come away with it. Collins now swung on, now into the corner. Underwood down low to Duncan for 2, and it's up and it's good. So Roush out here with the basketball here on the left side. Screen set. Davis now with a handoff here to Luce. Another handoff. Here's Evan. Takes it into the middle, and we're going to foul here on the play. So foul's going to be on number 30, Logan Bird, his first. Team's first. Getting your officials here this evening, you have Paul Gonzalez, Sean Sherfy, and Ross Braun. So again, that's your game officials here for the evening. Spence at the top here, screen set by Davis. In the corner, now Luce to the left wing. Three-pointer up, no good. Gets his own rebound. And now traveling violation called on Wapahani. First turnover of the night here for the Raiders. Down low, Collins goes up for two and gets the bucket to go. Now a 4-2 Cowan lead off the made bucket there by Noah Collins. Roush will be fouled on the play before the pass. So the foul here on number 4, Noah Collins, now his first, team's second. Roush down low to Davis for two and gets the layup to go. First points now of the night here for Braxton Davis. Of a 4-4 tie here, number 24, Thomas will get it taken away. First turnover for Cowan. Loose to Roush, and it's up and it's good. Great unselfish basketball right there, finding the open man. Roush with his first points on the night, and the Raiders lead it by 2 at 6-4. Collins here in the corner, looking for Duncan down low, and that's going to be picked off again. Loose with a layup, and that's going to be blocked away. Henderson in the corner to Rouse. Dribbles and now looks towards back outside here to Trey Spence as he'll look to take it in. Shot will be up and good. Nice magical touch there by Trey Spence as he records his first points on the night. And the Raiders now lead at 8-4. Collins back here in the corner, back up top now, number 30, Logan Bird. Back to Collins again. And that's going to be another Cowan turnover. Turnover now, number 3, Loose will get the finger roll to go. Loose now with 4 points on the evening. And the Raiders now out to a 6-0 lead. That's an 8-0 run here for your Wapahani Raiders. All right, so we're going to have a foul here on the play. I think I have a correction there. I meant to say an 8-0 run. I think Redbeard caught that one here. I don't know if I said 6-0 run or 8-0 run. Nonetheless, we're on an 8-0 run right now. We was down 4-2. But the foul called here on Raider number 22, Braxton Davis, his first. Team's first. There's Bird, unable to get the first one to connect here as well. See a substitution now in the ball game. Number 22, Duke Williams, off the mark there with a second one as well. Rebounded by Luce, and here come the Raiders. Quick pass in a hurry, led there by Roush. Bobbled up in the air, and he loses that one. Second turnover now of the night for Wapahani. Underwood now on to Bird. Shot's going to go up. No good and out of bounds. It'll be Raider basketball. Got 3:22 remaining here in the opening quarter. So Evan here will cross half court here for your Raiders. Spence here on the right wing, takes it. Really looking for a shot there. He's looking to drive, nothing there. Roush takes it along the baseline now. Henderson unable to get the runner to go. Davis got the rebound, was falling off balance with the shot, couldn't get it to go. Bird underneath there now, Duke Williams, and we're going to have a foul on the play here. Looks like it's going to be here on Henderson potentially, and indeed it will be. So Caleb will pick up his first, team second. Nice shot fake now. Bird in the corner. Guarded by Spence. Takes it now. Underwood back outside here to Duke Williams at the top of the key. Thomas, right side, takes it to the free throw line. Shot's going to be up and off the mark. And Henderson, unfortunately, tried to be a wide receiver right there. Trying to make the catch, keep the 2 feet in bounds along the baseline, but unable to keep a hold of the basketball there. Inbounded all the way out here, up all the way out near half court. Duke Williams. He'll take it inside. Now back out again here to Underwood. Down low, Duncan kicks it up top. Thomas for three, and it's up and good. Got the friendly bounce to go. Loose here at the top of the key, takes it right down the middle. Now back out. Look at the ball movement. Roush strikes from long range. Roush here with his first three of the night, and the Raiders back up by 6, leading at 13-7. Thomas now on to Bird, drives to the middle. Lost the handle on the basketball, but Duke Williams will take back over now on to Thomas again out near half court. And Williams going to get called for the travel. So 4 first quarter turnovers for the Blackhawks, as we'll see number 20, Bo Brown, now in here for the first time tonight for the Blackhawks. And Wapahani with Luce, Roush, Spence, Davis, and Henderson all still out there on the floor. No substitutions here in the first quarter. Luce with a little turnaround, can't get it to go. A little too strong off the backboard, really didn't give himself a very good angle as he was kind of fading away a little bit there on the shot. Nice right there, Luce getting a deflection. And even though he didn't come up with a turnover, it's still a distraction. Still depleting to the Cowan offense here, keep them off balance. So off the mark there on the shot there by Bo Brown, and the Raiders will take over here on offense. Just right about 50 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Roush all alone by himself and got the floater to go. Beautifully done there by Evan. Already 7 points here for the senior guard for your Wapahani Raiders. Williams on to Thomas. Now up top, Underwood to Brown. And in the corner, Williams again will drag it. Cross-court pass, nearly picked off. Brown will get it deflected away. And again, the Raiders defensively very solid here, getting a hand in on everything, causing disruption, not allowing Cowan to essentially get comfortable offensively and find any kind of rhythm offensively either, as that's going to be another turnover. Luce with the fast break layup. Good. 6 points now for Drew all tonight. Up top now, Underwood. Not much time left here. The shot's going to be up. No good, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Very good first quarter play here by Wapahani. You like the aggressiveness and the intensity that they're bringing on the defensive end and really attacking the rim on the offensive end here as well, not shying away from contact. We only have 1-3 in the first quarter, so I like our inside presence here so far early in this one. 17-7 Wapahani. We'll be back with the second quarter of action here on the WHS Network.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. And I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy as we are getting the second quarter underway again here from Cowan High School, with the Raiders leading it 17-7 here at the end of one. Bo Brown for three and knocks it through. And a brief stoppage here. Spence tie his shoe. You don't want to trip going on down the floor there. So back here, 7-point lead now. Wapahani on top here. Spence takes it to the middle. Shot from the free throw line will go up and fouled on the play. So the foul here on number 21, Simon Underwood, his first, team's third. So again, Trey Spence will head to the charity stripe here for two, and the first one's up and good. So 3 points on the night for Trey, looking for number 4, and he gets it. So the back to a 9-point lead here for Wapahani after the first free throws of the night here for the Raiders, made there by Trey Spence. Up top here, Underwood for three, off the mark. Spence corralling the rebound, his first of the night. So Raiders push it out 4, loose corner 3, and it's up and rolls in and out. Henderson comes up with a rebound and then gets it deflected out of bounds off of the Blackhawks. So some good work down low there by Caleb. Inbounded all the way out here, loose out near the half-court mark. Evan, three-pointer up, no good. Davis with the rebound and dribbles it right off his leg and out of bounds. So turnover number 3 of the night here for Wapahani. In the corner, cross court back to the other corner to Brown. Swung on, Bird to Underwood. Duncan now finds Brown for 3. No good that time. Loose corralling rebound number 3 on the night. Roush on the left wing, dribbles inside. Nothing there, kicks it out now to Spence, guarded by Underwood. Wide open look, Davis, no good on the 3. And we're going to have an over-the-back foul here on Drew Luce. So he'll pick up his first, team's third. And we'll see Blake Castor now in here for the first time tonight for Henderson. Job well done there by Caleb. And all these Raiders so far, 19-10 lead. Thomas takes it, finds Bird near the corner. And all the way right back up top. Here we go again, looking for Duncan, nothing there. Brown, right corner, down low. Duncan kicks it into the left wing. Bird takes it inside, and a nice easy lane in the basket, good for 2. So Bird with his first points on the night. Back to a 7-point game. Castor outside of Luce, takes it, drives it near along the baseline there, and Roush will drag it back out to set something up offensively here for your Raiders. Under the 5.5-minute mark, left to play here in the first half. Little contact there, bounced around a couple times. Roush comes away with it. Now Luce will get it blocked away. And Thomas here with a layup. And now a traveling violation. Turnover number 5 here for your Raiders. All right, so Wapahani will take a timeout. This will be their first charge timeout of the night. 4:54 remaining here in the first half. Wapahani 19, Cowan 14. All righty, welcome back out of the timeout here again with just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's Wapahani 19, Cowan 14. I'll make it Cowan 16. So Bird good for 2. The 6-0 run here by Cowan, and an out no good there for Luce. So a 9-2 run overall here by the Blackhawks. Raiders were up 17-7 at the end of one quarter. Duncan with the rebound, now back out to Brown. Duncan here to Underwood, swung on, Bird takes it to the middle, back to Brown near the corner. And they'll turn it over. Turnover number 6 here for the Blackhawks. Castor in the corner. Up top now, Drew Luce, guarded by Bo Brown. Davis sets a screen there, now on to Castor. Here's Trey Spence, left wing. That would have been a good pass there. Davis, no good on the 3. Loose ball there. Underwood comes away with it, and the Blackhawks head back the other direction. Again, only down by 3. Wapahani stone cold here offensively now after a very good offensive first quarter. They haven't, unfortunately, been able to back it up here with another offensive number here in the second quarter. They've only managed to put 2 points up in 5 minutes. And another one rolls in and out, no good. Spence corralling the rebound, his second of the night. Now if we can start getting it going again here, Loose outside. Davis, three-pointer up, no good. Spence, though, there to corral the rebound. Now his 3 will be up and good. Big-time shot there by Trey. Hopefully that's enough to get us going here offensively again, as hopefully the wheels will start to turn. And a foul. Looks like some pretty good defense there by Wapahani, but official Paul Gonzalez seen otherwise. This foul be on Castor, his first, team's 4th. So that will send Jacob Thomas here to the free throw line for 2 of them. As the first will be up and no good. Thomas on the season here, a 70% free throw shooter, 30 of 43 coming into the night. As now we'll see Caleb Henderson and also Aiden Franks. Aiden getting his first action of the night. Second free throw attempt will be up and good that time. (22-17). Just over 2 minutes remaining. Franks on the right side now to Evan Roush. Takes a right down the middle, nearly turns it over, kicked all the way back out. Tell you what, the Raiders got away with one there. Not a bad idea, just a little too close for comfort on the pass. Spence right side, takes it to the middle, now finds an open Caleb Henderson along the baseline, and that one rattles in and out, no good. Tough break there for Caleb. That was a real nice look. That was literally all but down right there. And the corner, Bird drives to the elbow, finds Underwood. Duncan extends the basketball. Now Thomas again, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds off of your Raiders. So Drew Lewis will re-enter the ball game here for Evan Roush. Then batted out here, Underwood. And he's going to get called with a double dribble. 7 turnovers now for the Blackhawks on the evening. As the Raiders take over here offensively. Got to look to end this half on the right note. Again, we've only managed to put 5 points on the board here in the second quarter after a very prosperous first quarter of action. Been a little bit of a tough way of going offensively for us here in the second. Loose for 2. Been no good on the shot. Looked a little forced right there. Still not too bad, but trying to come away with there with a steal. And we're going to have a reach-in foul called here on Loose. And that will now be his second, team's 5th. So I would, I don't know, I'd be looking to possibly getting him out of there. You don't want to have him pick up his 3rd just on something real fluky. Duncan grabbing the rebound. Now Underwood for 3 and knocks it through. So now a 2-point game. So again, somewhat our lack of offense has put more pressure on us defensively to get stops. Now, of course, yes, granted, you want to get stops defensively anyway, but especially when the offense is not going, makes it that much more important as Loose will be fouled underneath. I don't know how in the world I am 6 seconds off. But nonetheless, here put time back up on the clock. 17 seconds remaining here as the foul is on Riley Duncan, his first, team's 4th. So we'll have Drew Lewis at the line, shooting 2. The first one's up and good. So Drew now with 7. So you have Evan Roush back in here for the Raiders. Second free throw attempt will be up and good as well. Nicely done there by Drew. And so now he'll come out of the game. Walker Cook installed into the ball game here for the first time tonight. Thomas now on to Bird. 5 seconds here. Nice defense there from Roush and a traveling violation. So we have 1 second remaining. Taken right away, and not sure what the call was right there. I don't know if, okay, I guess he stepped out of bounds. I didn't know if, I'm not sure what went on there. and off the mark. So that's going to be the end of the first half, folks. Halftime scores both teams head into the locker room. Wapahani 24, Cowan 20. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with your second half, or actually rather your halftime report, coming up right after this break. All righty, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Here with our Ken Shaw Properties game break at the half. Again, Wapahani leading the Cowan Blackhawks 24-20 here at the half. Wasn't as quite of a good second quarter for us. Couldn't really get going offensively there in the second quarter. We had some good looks. Turned the ball over a couple different times, but still only have 5 first half turnovers. Relatively pretty good job taking good care of the basketball. Defensively, I thought we played solid again. We only held Duncan again to only 2 first half points. So we're doing our job there. Outside shooting, they've knocked down 3 threes, one by Bo Brown. Then the others there by Jacob Thomas, Simon Underwood, which those were the 2 guys I talked about in our Raiders Live pregame to watch for. But really outside of that, we've, like I said, we've done a really solid job on the defensive end. It's just, I think, sometimes where we started lacking offensively with shots not being able to go in for us, put a little bit more pressure on our defense to get stops. And, unfortunately, we just couldn't get some defensive stops, but or at least they're towards the middle, the latter part of that second quarter, but still very successful first quarter of action here by Wapahani. Just hopefully shots will start to fall for us in that second half, and we can continue moving in the right direction, because that's exactly what we've done here in this first half. As the Cowan Blackhawks volleyball team being recognized there for their state championship this past season. So congratulations there to those young ladies. Obviously, that's very important. Again, sure sometime down the road here, I'm not sure when, but the Wapahani Lady Raider volleyball team will be receiving their runner-up rings as well, and then getting a banner put up. I don't know when that will be, but That'll be a very special evening. But still, nonetheless, congratulations there to the Lady Blackhawk volleyball team on their state tournament or state championship rings during their little ceremony here this evening. So, folks, again, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back to wrap things up on our halftime report right after this.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, folks, welcome back here to our Kinshaw Properties game break at the half. Just to wrap things up here, Wapahani overall scoring breakdown here for them was led by Drew Luce here in the first half, 8 points to go along with 3 rebounds. Followed here by Trey Spence with 7 points, 3 rebounds. Evan Roush, 7 points, 2 rebounds. And then Braxton Davis with 2 points and 2 rebounds, and then Caleb Henderson with 1 rebound, again for a grand total of 24 first half points here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, just got to come out here, hopefully look for some easy shots here in the second quarter, look to continue to attack the rim a little bit more. Did that very well in the first quarter, so hopefully if we can do that, maybe get the offense going here a little bit more, and that will hopefully open some other avenues up for us. We'll see, but just got to keep on them defensively as well. We've done a really pretty solid job on the defensive end. Got to keep creating turnovers, deflecting basketballs, just causing disruption in any way possible that we can. And rebounding, for the most part, has been pretty decent for us here as well. It's not been overly great, but still pretty good. Free throws, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, so can't complain there. We've done our job, and so like I said, we just got to keep doing every facet of the game correctly here, and if we can do that, I think we can definitely be more than successful here this evening. But you still got 16 minutes of basketball left. Anything can happen, and we've got to be ready for just about anything here if you're Wapahani coming out in this second half. So again, thanks for staying tuned in. We got your second half of basketball coming up here right about a minute and a half. So we'll be back here with more right after this.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Here's where we are just about set to begin this third quarter play. Again, here from Cowan High School here in Cowan, Indiana. Again, we have your Wapahani Raiders standing here at 24, and Cowan coming in at 20 points to open up this second half of basketball. Again, it'll be Raider basketball coming out of the half. All right, so here we go. Again, Wapahani leading it by 4. To come up out of the break, Spence off the mark there for 2. And a loose basketball, and Cowan will come away with it. Nearly taken away Underwood here for 3. And finds the bottom of the net. 6 points now for Underwood on the night. 4-3 for Cowan overall. Nice take there by Spence. Forcing the contact. There's foul on Underwood, will be his second. Team's first of the half. So we'll have Henderson to inbound here for the Raiders. There's an open Braxton Davis, rolls in and out. I'll tell you what, these rims have been very funny tonight. That's not in a comedic way, obviously, as Evan Roush knocks one from beyond the arc. But the rims not playing really to either team's advantage. You know, we've seen a lot of these shots just rattle in and out quite a few different times, again, for both teams. So I wouldn't say either team has an advantage, but although in some ways I guess it seems like it's happened more to Wapahani. As that one's deflected out of bounds, and Cowan again will retain possession of the basketball. So Rouse now 10 points on the night after that made 3-point basket. Duncan down low for 2. Really not much Davis was going to do there. Duncan had the right angle to the basket, pinned him behind, and that was pretty much all she wrote from there. Rouse takes it in, a wide open lane, and uses the old left hand for 2. Tell you what, he just keeps on it going here now. 12 points on the night here for Evan. And coming into the evening, averaging 11 points a game. Bo Brown now for 3. Can't afford to leave him wide open. Got to get out there on the shooters. I mean, at some point, anybody can hit a wide open shot. They've got to do a better job of getting the hand out there a little bit more, contesting that shot better. Rouse now on to Davis. Handoff now, Spence takes over. Little shot fake there, and again, there's a little contact there, a little touch foul by Thomas. Will be his first, team's second of the half. Henderson to inbound. There's Davis again, and another one unable to finish. Henderson will corral the rebound and will be fouled underneath. So that's 2 consecutive times they've ran that play. Davis just leaves just a tad bit short that time, but Henderson's been right there to execute on offense. Spence leaves that shot short as well. By the way, that foul was on Duncan. That was his second, team's third. Didn't want to throw that little tidbit in there. Again with a nice angle to the basket. Now the Blackhawks have taken the lead for the first time since the opening minutes of the first quarter. Was up 4-2. Roush for two, no good. Another one left short. Not using enough legs there. It's kind of like all arm to take the shot. Brown now out to Duncan. Underwood now for three, and another one falls through. And now a timeout here by Wapahani. Third three now tonight here for Underwood. They get a young man that averages 42% from beyond the arc. Dialing it in right now, 33-29. Cowan leads it. We'll be back right after this timeout. All righty, folks, welcome back again out of the timeout here. Cowan on one heck of a run right now. They are on a 26-12 run, if you can remember correctly. They're at the end of the first quarter. Wapahani was up 17-7 at the end of one. And since then, it has been all Cowan. Like I said, a 26-12 run here by the Blackhawks. And I'm sure head coach Matt Luce and the rest of his coaching staff have got to be saying to these boys, I mean, that's simply unacceptable. Now, granted, yeah, there's been some shots that's been falling in and out, but you got to find other ways to put points up on the board. Not only that, but we've got to start locking down a little bit better defensively. There's Trey Spence. Puts one home there for his 9th point on the night. But we've got to start locking down here a little bit more on the defensive end. Been a little complacent here to start this second half. Nice deflection there by Henderson. And you got to bring the energy. You got 32 minutes of basketball. That's 32 minutes that you can fight for a win. Go out there and give it everything you got. And you've got to bring it all to the table. I know it's sometimes you get tired, things like that in a ball game, but still, it's different times throughout a game where you've got to dig deep and find a little bit there. So that foul there on Spence was his first, team's first of the half. And there's a turnover. Gives them now 9, and Luce up and good there with the layup. So 10 points now for Drew, and that will tie things right back up here at 33 with under 3.5 remaining here in the third quarter. Bird here at the top of the key now on to Brown. And another takeaway. I'll tell you what, Luce has had quite a few of those and gets the bucket and the foul. Now that's a little bit more like it here, Phyllis. Again, starting to play with a little bit more fire and intensity a little bit. That's the way it should be. So the foul there was on Underwood. That's going to be his third, team's fourth. And again, the timeout taken here by Cowan will be their first charge timeout here of the evening, and we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. I'd like to thank B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, located at 400 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. At the law offices of B. Joseph Davis, which is a highly recommended and respected professional corporation, they strive to aggressively represent all of their clients' interests in all phases of any legal matter. For more information, visit his website at www.bjosephdavis.com. So again, coming back out of the timeout here, Drew Luce will be at the line here for one more. Again, that foul was on Underwood. That was his third, team's fourth of the half. Another big thing here is that, again, here's Luce unable to complete the three-point play. These last couple possessions now on the defensive end, they're starting to crank up the intensity a little bit. That's how it should be. You got to play that way all the time. I understand you're not going to, you might have a letdown every now and again, but still, you got to bring it. You got to let your opponent know that you're there. That's for sure. Leave a long-lasting impression. The foul there on Henderson, his second, team second. As the Raiders will come away with a rebound there. So Henderson now with rebound number 4. As we'll have a foul along the baseline here on the Blackhawks. So that's going to be on Underwood. So that's going to be his 4th. Team's 5th. That's a big foul there by Underwood. So obviously you're not going to be seeing him the rest of the third quarter. So you can take him out of the talk as far as big threats here for Cowan. And then Luce fouled on the shot. That's going to be 3 free opportunities. As a foul is going to be on Logan Bird, his second, team's 6th. So again, Luce just missed that free throw a minute ago. Before that, he was 2 for his first 2. So now you got to get back at it here. Let's put all 3 of them through. First one's going to be up, and rims out no good. So can't do anything about that one now. We look forward to these next 2, though. This one will be up and good. And the third and final free throw attempt by Luce will be up, and it will be good. All right, so 2 of 3 is better than obviously 1 of 3, that's for sure. At least in basic math it is. But still would like to have had all 3 of them there, but still a 4-point lead now for the Raiders. We've went on now an 8-0 run. And a foul in the paint here on Wapahani. Looks to be on Castor, and indeed it will be. Blake Castor will pick up his second, team's 3rd. It's already been a significant amount of more fouls called in this half of basketball than there was in the first half. Cowan had 4 in the first half, Wapahani with 5. Of course, we're not too far away from what we had there in the first half. Cowan already with a couple more fouls. But then again, as I always say, as long as there's consistency there, and if it's legit, then really not going to have too much of a complaint from just about anybody. Roush cleans up on the rebound there, his 3rd. Now Luce attacking the rim, no good on the layup. We've left a lot of points out there off of layups. I can remember at least, that's probably got to be at least our 5th or 6th layup that we've missed now on the night. Granted, sure it is, it's been contested, but somehow, some way, you've got to punch those through. And I would be willing to bet those boys would say the same thing, as Luce will foul Brown on the 3-point shot. So Luce will now pick up his 3rd. So that'll be a team's 4th, and again Brown will head to the line for 3 shots. So able to convert there on the first one. Brown now with 7 points on the night. Connects there on the second one as well. So we'll see Henderson back in here for Luce. So head coach Matt Luce going a little bit with a more taller lineup. You have 2 guards, 3 forwards in there as Brown converts on all 3 free throws. So we'll see if we start attacking the rim a little bit more here again, and hopefully when we do go at the rim, we can do it with a little bit more success. And Spence fouled on the shot, so he'll head back to the line. Again, doing a good job there, forcing the contact. So the foul there on Collins, his second, team 7th, so the Raiders are already in the bonus. And so especially, when you realize, as Spence will put the first one through, when you realize, the foul situation here, I'd say we've got to be in attack mode even more so now, because you're going to get to the line every single time now. If there's a foul called, regardless if it's a foul on the shot or not, you're heading to the line. So I would look to possibly execute on that opportunity here and being a little bit more aggressive and taking the ball to the dish. Solid job there by Trey, though. Want to recognize him knocking both of those free throws down as Collins gets his second bucket of the night. Now 4 points there for that young man. Spence here with a little drop back shot for 2. Tickles the twine there on the shot as he continues another nice game here for himself, and then puts the Raiders back up by 3. Collins along the baseline will dribble it back out now on to Brown. Yet again, I'm a little bit ahead of the clock. What I mean by a little bit, about 8 seconds. And that's going to be a turnover by Cowan. Roush motoring down 4. Look at the shot fake and the finish. Beautifully done there by Evan Roush. 12 seconds remaining, and now Jacob Thomas with a reverse layup. I'm not so sure they was aware of the clock, and the bank is not open, and that's going to be the end of the third. So it's Wapahani 43, Cowan 40 at the end of 3, folks. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with the start of the fourth quarter right here on the WHS Network. Welcome back at the break here. Again, I'm Brandon Warvillius. Alongside here with his cameraman, Jordan Redbeard McCoy. And here's it's Wapahani 43, Cowan 40 as we come back out of the break here with the Raiders on top here by 3. Some work to do here if you're Wapahani. And again, the foul situation here, I would imagine that Underwood more than likely will be back in probably right around the 5 or 6 minute mark here in this fourth quarter. He has 4 fouls. The Raiders, the only person really in foul trouble, Drew Luce, has 3. So that's something you keep an eye on as Davis corrals his 3rd rebound of the night. But really, other than that, you have a couple guys here with Castor and Henderson with 2 fouls each. Other than that, really no kind of foul trouble here. As another layup missed here for Wapahani. Goodness. I hate it for these guys. But, man, I tell you what, we've got to find a way to put the ball in the hole. Tell you what, I think Thomas might have got away with a double dribble there. Looked like he kind of had a little bit of a brief hesitation there before taking that second bounce. And a corner, Brown for 3, no good. Henderson there with a rebound, fast break here. Roush again, a shot blocked and a loose ball. That's going to be out of bounds off of the Blackhawks. But nice hustle there by Davis. Also that young man from Cowan. That's good basketball right there. That's what you want to see out of your players. Hustle. Spins for 2, gets the friendly bounce to go. And Duncan there with an open 2. So loose here on the right wing. He's looking for Spence there, but really unable to have any room enough to possibly execute on that opportunity. Instead, loose just with a pull-up dagger right there. Beautiful shot there from Drew. Again, not sure of how many he has. He's got to be pushing probably right around 16 or so on the night. 16 to 18, somewhere out in there, but a timeout will be taken here by Cowan. So this will be their second charge timeout of the night. 47-42 Wapahani. 5:19 remaining. We'll be back with more right after this timeout. All righty, welcome back again following the timeout here. Both teams with 3 timeouts left. Again, the foul situation here, Wapahani with 4 fouls. Cowan with 7, so again, the Raiders in the bonus. Have been in the bonus now for roughly about 5 minutes or so. I think there was right around a minute and a half left in the third quarter, and Cowan will turn it over. 4th time now here in the second half. Overall 12 for the ball game. Cowan overall averages 16.5 turnovers a game. Again, on average. Nice screen there by Henderson as Roush will pull it back out. Again, Simon Underwood back in the game here for Cowan. Just like I said he would be. Figured it'd be right around the 5 or 6 minute mark in the fourth here as Trey Spence goes right around his defender. Beautifully done because there was nobody on the backside to help defensively. So that was just great basketball court IQ right there, court vision. Duncan, no good. Roush with the rebound. Again, Duncan with only 8 points. Done a solid job with him defensively this evening. As we'll have a reach-in foul on, looks like it might be here on Logan Bird potentially. And indeed it will be, so Bird will pick up his third. Team's eighth. Again, back to the line. We'll see Evan Roush, which is a 79% free throw shooter at the line. Missed there, but Henderson with the rebound, and now loose for two, and gets the layup to go. So now a timeout taken here by the Raiders, now their third charge timeout here of the night. And we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Do have a special announcement here for the Selma Athletic League, again located in Selma, Indiana. It's that time of the year for another baseball and softball season at the Selma Athletic League. Make sure to register online, and you can do so by visiting the website at https://, then clubs.bluesombrero, it's SOMBRERO.com/Selma, and then ATH League. So make sure to get on there, register online. Again, account information will be the same as last year. Registration fee $75. That covers the full season. Again, the deadline for that is coming up March the 1st, 2020. Simon underneath there to Duncan and is fouled on the shot. Didn't look like he was going up for the shot. He looks like he was trying to finagle his way to get to the shot, but it didn't look like that was a shot attempt. But the foul's going to be here on Drew Luce, his fourth, team's fifth. And Duncan no good there with the first one again. Duncan not the best of free throw shooters for that young man, unfortunately. But on the season, 70%, which, I mean, for a big man, I guess it's not too bad, really. As a team overall in general, right around 62% mark. And a layup will be up and good, and Henderson will be fouled on the play. So the foul there on Duncan will be his third, team's ninth. And again here Henderson will head to the line for one more to complete the three-point play. Again, Henderson on the season only 36% free throw shooter. But hey, those stats can always go right down the drain. And does so right there as Henderson completes the three-point play. Beautifully done there by the young man. Bird, shot's going to be up, no good. Battle for the rebound there. Bird comes away with it. And back come the Blackhawks again with another possession. Second chance opportunity here. Underwood will get it taken away. Nice hands there by Castor. That was a very nice job there by Blake Castor. Spence attacking the rim, drops back for the shot, no good. And a loose ball, Castor comes up with it. Now the shot by Roush, no good. Spence with a rebound and a putback. That is how you do it right there, folks. That is how you do it. (56-42) Wapahani. Tell you what, the Raiders started getting back after it again on both ends of the floor. Shots starting falling, picking it up on the defensive end. We've started seeing more and more of that here towards the middle to later part of the third quarter and throughout this fourth quarter here as well. Defense has been a big priority for us, and we have been able to really execute on both ends of the floor here. As we'll have a foul here on Logan Bird, his fourth, now team's 10th. So the Raiders now in the double bonus. So 2 shots coming in the direction here of Evan Roush. The first one's up and good. Second free throw attempt up and good as well. Beautifully done there by Evan. So a timeout taken now by Cowan, their third charge timeout of the night, with actually 2:05 remaining here in regulation. 16-point lead now for Wapahani. Again, we started getting it going right there to the middle to later part of the third quarter. Started turning up a notch defensively. Shots start falling for us again. Because Cowan went on a really nice run there, a real nice run. And really since then, if I remember correctly, I think it was 33-29. And so now the Raiders have went on a 29-9 run. I mean, that's getting it done. That's for sure. And we, again, it's all been started on the defensive end of the basketball floor. We've cranked up the intensity more. We started paying a little bit more attention to detail. And it's not that our defense wasn't good in the first place, because it was. There was just different times where we started having little mental lapses. And, when we were able to convert on the offensive end, it put more pressure on our defense to be able to come up with a play. And things started then faltering on that end of the floor, too, at least a little bit there. Thrown all the way out, and it's going to be turned over. Here we go. Spence with a layup, and it's going to be good. And now he'll head to the line for one more. Great execution right there. Spence motoring down floor after the pickoff. The Blackhawks were throwing it every which way but the right way. And unfortunately there for them, that ended up costing them not only a possession of the basketball, but then essentially potentially a 4 or 5 point swing here. You never know what could have happened. So we're not really sure who the foul was called on. They never end up putting it on the scoreboard. As Spence will complete the 3-point play. Tell you what another, all the way down the list here. That's been a solid game here, and Thomas will get the friendly bounce to go there. Real solid, balanced attack offensively here by just about everybody here this evening. Braxton really hasn't been able to get much going offensively, but he still has provided great defense down low. Him and Henderson both. Henderson came up with 3 points, 7 rebounds. Davis 2 points, 4 rebounds. But sometimes it's not always those, big-time statistical categories that you always like to take a look at here. At some of these other little intangibles, if you will. Spence converts on the first free throw. Get that foul on number 2, Mason Self, his first. Second free throw attempt by Spence up and good as well. So we'll see Brown back in here. Also number 12, which is Isaac Van Horn. Seeing his first action here of the night. Dump down low. There's Duke Williams for 2. Loose pushing it up floor here. Now we'll space the floor out here a little bit and just run the clock out like they should, but instead we're going to have a foul. And this one's going to be on Logan Bird, so that's going to be his 5th. So he's gone. So Evan Rouse back to the line here for 2 shots. And the first one's going to be up, and it's going to be good. We'll see Cook, as well as Alden Mahaffey, Jackson Spence, and Nolan Dudley seeing their first action here tonight. Great job there by all those young fellas. Luce, Davis, Spence, Roush, Henderson. I mean, they've all got it done tonight. Casters really came in, played some valuable minutes as that free throw rims in and out. And there's another takeaway. Again, really, no reason to really go after the shot here. You're up by nice sizable margin. No reason to really run anything on the clock. Again, we know how things go like that. Castor takes it to the basket there. It's fouled. So Castor now to the line here for 2 shots. Foul number 12, Isaac Van Horn, his first. So the first free throw here by Castor will be up, and another one rims out. This rim has just been awfully funny tonight. Both rims have been. Same thing happened to us in the first half as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Just looks great. Off the hand, looks all but in, and just pops right back out. So Castor able to convert on the second one for his first point on the night. We'll see Dudley and also Aiden Franks back in here. Again, Dudley seeing his first action on the night. Williams will take it inside. Shot's going to be up, no good. Got his own rebound and then kicked back out here. Now Self for 2, well off the mark. And a foul called. And it's going to be on number 2, Mason Self, his second. So back to the line here for Wapahani. We'll see Jackson Spence here at the charity stripe here with 6 seconds remaining. Might as well go ahead and bolster your free throw stats if you have the opportunity to. Might as well. Spence good with the first one. Second free throw attempt here by Jackson will be up, and it will be good. Nicely done. Good for him. And the three-pointer is going to be up, and it's going to be good. So I guess they had another made basket beforehand. I guess I did not get on there. So 67-51, your final score here this evening. As your Wapahani Raiders now improve to 13-4 on the season, 4-2 in the MEC Conference. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back here with our Raiders Live post-game report right after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, folks, welcome back here on the Raiders Live post-game report. Here's your Wapahani Raiders on the smiling side of the scoreboard here tonight over the Cowan Blackhawks, 67-51. Again, now your Raiders improved to 13-4 on the season, 4-2 in the MEC Conference with this victory here tonight. Scoring breakdown here this evening, Wapahani led here by Trey Spence at a team-high 24 points, 5 rebounds. Followed here by Drew Luce, 18 points, 3 rebounds. Evan Rouse, 17 points, 4 rebounds. Then also Caleb Henderson, 3 points, 7 rebounds. Braxton Davis, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Blake Castor, 1 point, 2 rebounds. And Jackson Spence with 2 points. Again, for a grand total, 67 points scored overall. We were 18 of 22, good for 82% from the free throw line. I talked about that in our Raiders Live pregame earlier on, if you can remember correctly there. Talked about how we need to shoot 80% or better from the free throw line, get after it defensively, create disruption, limit second chance opportunities on the defensive end. We did that. I thought we was very active defensively for a good portion of the ball game. Brought the intensity here tonight. We held Riley Duncan to a whopping 8 points. So I thought we really did a nice job. They still had some nice outside shooters there. Underwood, Bo Brown hit a couple of really nice threes. So you had, you had some production, but still very solid night defensively. Offensively, kind of much of the same thing. We struggled there for a while. We was ice cold offensively. Started out first quarter real well, second quarter not so much. Then third and fourth quarter we cranked it up a notch, and I think a large part due because of our defensive pressure that we put on them. Obviously then translated into some points for us and opportunities. So it was a good win for us tonight, no question about that. On the road at a big conference game like this, big win here tonight, here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, they'll be back at it on Friday night at Monroe Central at another conference matchup. That should be another great one, folks. So make sure to stay tuned in there for that one. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us. Big thanks to all our sponsors. Can't do anything we do without them, so we appreciate them greatly. So until next time, folks, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Cowan.